Imagine standing in Africa and asking yourself, what would my ancestors want me to do with this life? I'll share the 5 powerful things that I feel my ancestors would want me to fulfill as an African American abroad, and why it still matters today. Okay, so I'm Expat D. For those that don't know me, I'm an American. I'm originally born in California, and I've left America and I live abroad. Okay, I've been traveling to over 35 different countries, but I really have these 5 things that I really feel like my ancestors would want me to do as an African American. I would say the number one thing is go back. Okay, I really think it's important to actually go back to Africa physically. I feel like for a lot of African Americans, I feel like the idea of Africa is rather spiritual. Okay, it's almost like how some would view like the Holy Land or like a Mecca or something like that, or like experiencing nirvana. But Africa is a real place. It's a continent with a lot of different countries. And so it's very important to actually visit and make your choice from there. Okay, we, as an African American, we were taken away on slave ships, and we weren't given that choice. Okay, we ended up in America, and I think my ancestors would want me to actually go back and see it for myself. You know, experience it, walk the land, feel the connection, then decide. Okay, that feel like that's how to honor the past and the future. And if you're listening to this, that doesn't mean that you have to move back to Africa. Doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that you even have to like it. But I think it's important to see it with your own eyes, experience it, and then make your choice from there. Okay? But I think it's very important to go back and visit. Okay? That's something that I was able to accomplish. I was able to, I think I've been to about 5 African countries, and I want to add on to the list, and I want to experience more. I don't exactly know where I came from, but you know, at least I can control going back, and it's kind of my turn now to pick. I almost feel like I'm like adopting a culture. Point number 2, I feel like my ancestors would want me to have African children. Okay, that's something I was able to accomplish. I do have a son, and he is from East Africa, and so that's this is a great family legacy. Okay, at least I know that the legacy continuing is gonna be with someone that has roots in Africa, and they're able to trace back their relatives better than I can. Okay, and then I'm able to, you know, raise children with an understanding of their African roots, and it's a gift to our ancestors. I feel like they'd be proud of that. Okay, it ensures that the culture, pride, and heritage will never be lost. Okay, point 3. This is a big one, especially what I see a lot nowadays. Stop the divide. I see like an agenda to try to turn Africans and African Americans against each other, and that's just a bunch of nonsense that's perpetuated by the media. Okay, the media likes to often push divisions between Africans and African Americans, but unity is strength. Okay, I feel like my ancestors would want us to break those barriers and to see each other as family, and that's really what I plan to accomplish with my YouTube channel. You know, I really feel like there's a disconnect between Africans and African Americans, and I really would like to bring that up and break down those barriers so that we can unite and we can better understand each other. Okay? Number 4, volunteer. Okay? And this links back to legacy. You know, giving back isn't just charity. It's aligning with ancestral values. volunteering in Africa, sharing skills, teaching, or helping communities grow. That's how we honor their struggles and sacrifices. You may be somebody that feels like you don't have much to offer, but you got something. I got a chance to go back to Africa. I was there this summer. I got a chance to go to Kenya, and I was helping with. I was giving out free haircuts, right? And helping people with their basketball. Those are some skills that I had that I was able to give. It was something that I could offer. But I think it's very important to give back. That's something that I would like to do more on my channel. You guys can help me do that. At least that if you do help me do that, I'll be transparent about where the money will go and honest in what I'll do with that. Okay. And then number 5, help others come and unite. So I would like to have my channel be an outlet, a venue that will inspire people to travel to Africa and, work as a tool. You may be interested in a particular country, but want to know a little bit about how it functions. You may want to know where you can get housing. You may want to know what are some areas that are good to stay at. You may want to know about maybe its safety, or maybe its weather, or some of its culture, or maybe how much it costs to rent places, things like that. So I feel like my ancestors will want me to share this with you. It may motivate you to want to travel there. Okay, we've got to figure out what country we want. This is a whole continent, and a lot of us really don't know where we came from, and you got to pick somewhere if you're interested in this. So maybe my channel can help shed some light on some places that you may not have thought about before. Okay, so whether it's helping family members travel, connecting friends, or building communities abroad, the overall goal is unity. Okay. So these are my 5 things that I feel my ancestors will want me to fulfill as an African American abroad. Okay, which one speaks to you the most? Let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, okay, for more unfiltered expat truths, comparisons, and insights. All right. Let me know in the comment section, where you are watching me from. And if there's something that you feel that the ancestors would want an African American person to do, let me know in the comment section. I think it's very important that this type of content gets made, that we can, help unify people. And, we can, I think it's very important to get African Americans and African people to understand each other better, and we can grow and unite. Anyway, I'm Expat D. Thanks a lot for joining me and checking out my channel. All right, like, share, subscribe. Let's get this thing to grow. All right, I'm going to end things here. All right, peace and I'm out.